I think one of the greatest gifts to the corporate world that sustainability provides is a mechanism to engage employees, to find a way to connect both their head and their heart to the work that the organization is doing. But the gap, of course, is that in most companies, if you try to take a sustainability effort and wrap it onto a dysfunctional organization with a disengaged employee base, it's just going to be as unsuccessful as everything else. Instead, if you figure out how can sustainability be a tool set to get disengaged employees to be more engaged, to help find non-traditional managers to kind of take their role, to find a way to limit presenteeism as well as absenteeism. How do you actually look at this tool set to move that? Then you might have some success. The challenge is when you sort of say, okay, we're just going to throw it on and lop it on a dysfunctional company and expect it to work.
What are the kinds of initiatives that they can be deploying at scale to really engage that middle management?
Well, we believe in personal behavior change efforts connected to North Star goals. So a North Star goal for a company might be something that's both a core business goal as well as a societal goal. In Walmart's case, it was to be powered 100% by renewable energy, to produce zero waste, and to sell only sustainable products on their shelves. So have a broad North Star goal and then connect it to something that the employees can actually do. So in Walmart's case, we helped create a program called PSP, the Personal Sustainability Project, where individuals could commit to personal sustainability practices, where they would connect to this idea of zero waste in their own lives as well. So a group of cashiers every week are still doing a zero waste lunch. They get together and they have lunch and there's zero waste. And they're actually trying to make them low fat too, which is kind of bringing the two things together. So that's a way of connecting it. There's different versions of this. We've done one we call DOT, which is do one thing. And again, a simple way to say, what's something I do in my everyday work that then connects back to these North Star goals? We have seen a number of times where people launch these behavioral campaigns, but they don't connect it to the core of the business. So then it becomes like a nice charitable thing to do, team building thing to do. But in the end, they know that the CEO is not serious about it. They know the company isn't serious about it. And they know that working on this nice behavioral campaign won't get them promoted. And in the end, what we find is that the people who participate in these programs, along with in these companies that have North Star goals, tend to rise faster out of the ranks than their peers, and people recognize that. Companies that we see, and I'm sure you're in the same place, that are really getting ahead are willing to do the hard work to make it right. And could they skip a step and not get burned on it this week? Yeah, probably. They may not feel the pain, but they know they'll have a liability in the future. They know they won't be able to recruit the talent of the future because, it just seems perfectly clear. Anyone's been on a campus, anyone's had to do recruiting in the last 2, 3, 5 years knows this comes up. It always comes up, right? And if I'm one of those people who subscribes to the belief that we've moved from what Klaus Schwab calls, capitalism to talentism, this idea that talent really is what builds our economy and what's growing things. So if you believe that, then how are you going to attract your talent? And everything that we see shows that sustainability is absolutely core. If there's some question with the consumer, perhaps, but there's no question among recruiting from campuses whether the highest talent cares about this. It's off the charts. Absolutely. It's already determined.
Are you optimistic about the next generation of leaders?
Oh, am I optimistic about the next generation of leaders? Absolutely. I don't know about you, but my experience has been right now that they're kind of moving farther and faster. The technology that people are using, between social media, between the new programming languages. I'm really excited about GitHub. If you haven't played along with this collaboration tool, it is kind of the most exciting thing around. You can actually do cross-organizational and cross-programmer collaboration on deploying real-time technologies right now in a way that I've just never seen possible. And that's just an example of 100 different technologies that are being dropped out. So that's coming along at the same time with this really strong passion that we've discussed, this passion for sustainability, for this belief in social values and higher purpose connected to business. And you watch those two combine, which we're right on that path right now. It's going to be explosive. The challenge is for us to keep the aspirations high, to sort of say it's not just enough to make every company get to the basic level. It's not just enough. There's no company out there, not any of the best companies that we've mentioned or others who are at the place they need to be, who are performing where they should be. And it's time. There's a real opportunity for another company to stand up. In some ways, it's the way that Walmart stood up a few years ago and said, "Hey, we're going to do this." And someone to stand up and say, "We're going to go even bigger. We're going to really change the conversation."